My clothes. I'll give you one YouTube video today, and you'll probably get another one tomorrow. So today's YouTube video is gonna be Middle Eastern women sex with black men. Now this is a YouTube video that I made from 2 years ago that it took a long time to get a lot of retraction. Just like the Asian women, Middle Eastern women know how to please black men. And I would say for the last 10 to 15 years, there have been some strong arguments, strong debates on the internet that Middle Eastern women, Muslim women, do not find black men physically, sexually attractive. And I'm here to tell you that the answer is actually yes. Now, I have 3 examples that prove that Indian women, so we actually will put Middle Eastern women and Indian women, actually do find black men very physically, sexually attractive. The first one was about maybe, I would say a very good 4 months ago when I was working security in a high-class residential area called The Grove. That's where all the Hollywood actors and actresses go to shop at. You know, if you're lucky to work at The Grove, you can run into Billy Bob Thornton. I've actually spoke to him not once. I've actually spoken to Billy Bob Thornton twice. You know, Jennifer Lopez, I missed out on. I seen Maxine Waters like at least 7 times. You know, she don't really like the, she don't really like the President of the United States of America, and everywhere she goes, she has to have some kind of protection. You know, I'm seeing a lot of big time people, and there was this one Middle Eastern woman who was either Middle Eastern or Indian, and she looked like she was in her late 30s, early 40s. You know, nice round breasts, nice round ass, and you know, I was checking her out, and you know, she was checking me out, and I was trying not to, you know, be a pervert, because you know, if you're working as loss prevention, you can get in trouble if a customer complains. But she was cool with me looking at her ass, you know, and basically she turned around and smiled with that look like, you know, you want to hit this ass. So that's one example. The second one was yesterday, 24 hours ago, where this Middle Eastern chick, she could have been in her mid-20s. I would say between the ages of 18 to 29. She was in her mid-20s, probably 23, 24 years old. You could tell she's not from the United States. Most of these Indian women, most of these Middle Eastern women, they are not from the United States. You know, they're from, you know, Indonesia, India, you know, they're from the Middle East. And she looked at me like I was Brad Pitt. She looked at me like I was Chris Hemsworth from the movie Thor. And I was like, oh shit. That's 2 examples. Now the third one was I was in college. This was like maybe 5 years ago. I was in college and I wasn't paying attention. I was doing a YouTube video just like I'm doing one now, and I guess she must have liked what I was saying in appreciation, and she didn't want to interrupt me, so what she did was she walked by and she smiled, and I smiled back while doing a video like this. So those are 3 prime examples. Now, Middle Eastern women and Indian women do find black men very physically, sexually attractive because we're bigger, we're stronger, we're faster, we're athletic. And when it comes to them women, we don't have to, you know, have the pants sagging off her ass and gang banging and shit. They actually want you to be smart and intelligent. So if you know your math and your English, they like that. You know how to read, you know how to write, you know how to count your money. You know, you have a job, they like that, you know. It ain't like those movies and those television shows where you walk up on her in a rap video and you say, yo, mom. They really don't like that. Trust me, they don't. You start talking that, yo, baby, yo, mama, they'll look at that as a turn off. It's not a turn on, it's a turn off. In that culture, you gotta learn how to talk to them correct. You know, you gotta be educated. You know, they're taught by their parents and their grandparents to look for a man of principles. So if you got a house or an apartment, you got a car, and you got 2 jobs or 3 jobs, that turns the woman on. You know, you're in athletic shape, that turns the woman on. You got some class and you got some principles about yourself, that turns them on. You know, that I'm a Crip, I'm a blood bullshit, that don't turn them on, that turns them off. You know, now if you know something about the Bible, they'll get very excited because their daddy and their granddaddy will be happy because they found them someone that knows something about the Bible. Now, I'm not trying to go all Bible religious on you. I'm just trying to tell you, you know, how that goes. And it is true that those women do have respect for men. They do respect men 100%. You are masculine, they have no problem with you being masculine. If you're dominant, they have no problem with you being dominant. Now, American women get angry and furious when they see black men dating Indian women, Asian women, and of course, Middle Eastern women. You know, they'll say, well, they work for the terrorists, they work for the Taliban. And they get jealous because a lot of these Middle Eastern women, a lot of these Indian women be having a big ass butt, big breasts, got curves and shit. And they be like, that's not real, that's fake. I'm talking about how most black women act. White women don't get intimidated unless they're rich and they're famous. That's when most white women are intimidated by Indian women and Middle Eastern women. So if they're rich and famous, now they're intimidated because that's competition. Some Mexican women can get jealous and insecure. So mostly it's black women and Mexican women that go into a jealous rage if their boyfriend is a black man or a white man and he finds Indian women or Middle Eastern women very physically sexually attractive. So they do have big ass butts, big breasts, and they be having their real 100% natural hair. And most black men love a woman with real natural hair and not that weave shit. And then a lot of times it's something new, it's something different. So you have black men that, you know, he ain't into, you know, he may date white women, but he won't marry one. He may date a Mexican woman, but he won't marry them. But he sees him an Indian woman or a Muslim woman, and he'll marry her and have kids with her. Now, there are some freaks in the bed. Oh yeah, there are some freaks. I've heard stories from guys that have had sex with Indian women, that have had sex with Middle Eastern women. Now, they come in all shapes and sizes. You say, I want a woman that's 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet, and you be like, damn, this woman's fine. I remember last year I saw a Middle Eastern woman that was like 6'3" with ass. She was 6'3" with a big ass butt and some big breasts. But she was a Muslim woman. She was from the Middle East. And I was like, God damn, she's 6'3" with a big butt, big breasts. And I think she knew I was looking at her, and she turned around and smiled like you ain't never seen a Middle Eastern woman with ass, breasts, and is 6'3" before, huh? And I couldn't say the words, so I kind of gave her a look back like, hey, I ain't never seen no shit like it. And it wasn't just me checking her out. It was like at least 10 guys checking her out. And they put on some damn Drake, and I guess she decided to shake her ass in the store while there was some Drake on. And I think there were other Middle Eastern businessmen who were doing business here in America, and they recognized her and they saw her, and they kind of had this angry look on their face like, don't make me get on the phone and call your husband and tell your husband what you're doing. So she wanted to have some fun. And she wasn't the only one that was looking good. She had 2 other women with her that was looking good. The accent was sexy as hell. So there was that. But you say I want a woman that's short. They could be 4'11", And I've even seen one 4'11" with some ass and titties. So they could be tall, they could be short, they could be light skinned, they could be dark skinned. And you'd be like, God damn. And like I said, they are some freaks in the bedroom. I mean, they also are into experimentation. A prime example would be the movie 300, the very first film of 300. They will get down in the bed. Like you say, I want to have sex with 2 women, 3 women, 4 women. They're down for it most of the time. In that culture that, you know, you could do that and nothing bad will happen to you. It's here in America, you do that, that's against the law. Now, unless you're rich and famous and you make billions of dollars or millions of dollars, the average man don't do that. But in that culture, you can have sex with 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, 5 women, and it's acceptable. You could marry 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, 5, 6, 7 women, and it's acceptable in that country. You know, they'll give you a back massage, a neck massage, a feet massage. And a lot of the sexual positions that a lot of us try to demonstrate in the bed actually comes from that country. Yeah, they don't want to tell you that in the movies or in the television shows, but think about it. They're the ones that are good at giving you back massages, neck massages, and feet massages. Even if you get a Middle Eastern woman or an Indian woman that gets fat and out of shape, let's say you get one that's like 220 or 230 or 240 pounds. Even if she pack on 20, 30, 40 pounds of body fat, she still got the big butt and the big breasts, and you still be looking like, I want to smash that. And it don't matter if they're light skinned, dark skinned, they could be mixed and still have ass and titties. And the food is incredible. I've never had none of the food, but I've had some people tell me you gotta try their food. Their food is fantastic. It's expensive, but it's fantastic food. They got a sexy ass accent, they look good, and they stay in athletic shape. And just like the Asian women, no matter how old they get, they never look their age. They could be in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, and they will never look their age. You can get a Middle Eastern woman that's 35 years old and she look like she's 25. She could be 40 years old and look like she's 20. She could be probably 45, look like she's 25. She could be 50 and look like she's 30 years old. She could be 60 and look like she's 40 years old. So when it comes to Asian women, Middle Eastern women, and Indian women, it look like they never age. No matter how old they get, they never age. So you will probably accidentally have sex with an Indian woman or a Middle Eastern woman that's probably 30 or 40 or 50, and you'll never know their real age because it's hard for you to determine their age because they don't look their age. They never age. So even if she say I'm 35 or 40 or 50, you won't know 100% for sure. I mean, I'm just trying to tell you what will actually happen. And they do like black men. Now, when they say you have to be rich and famous to pull these types of women, okay, that is true for the most part. You do have to be rich and famous. But I'm going to tell you, if you work in a high-class residential area and you're in an area that associates with being rich and famous, you don't necessarily have to be rich and famous. But if you work in a high-class environment where they assume that you might be rich and famous, that might actually benefit you. And if you are good-looking, you won't have no problems at all. You talk proper English. And I'm talking about proper English, you're okay. Now, them women you can ask out to lunch and dinner if you say the right stuff. But don't try that hip-hop gangster crap, because it's not going to work. And they are very highly educated. I mean, trust me, they are. Unlike some black women who say, I got 2 college degrees, 3 college degrees. They have 2 or 3 college degrees too. And you don't ever see them go, well, I got this college degree from blah, 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 blah. They have them, but they don't brag about this shit. It's like the complete reverse. They have them, but they don't mention it because they know you don't want to hear that shit. The Bible, they will talk about the Bible, but they're not going to kill you to death with the Bible all day, every day. And they have their natural hair. And they can compete at a high competitive level with white women, with Mexican women, and with black women. Only black women and Mexican women have a jealous rage when the Middle Eastern woman or the Indian woman come in there. When guys go to the nightclubs, they're not just going into the nightclubs to chase white women and Mexican women and black women. When they go to the nightclubs, they're chasing Asian women. They're chasing Indian women, and most especially Middle Eastern women. And when they see a Middle Eastern woman with some ass, with a big ass and big breasts like a black woman, that's 100% shaped, 100% natural, that's when the black man be like, all right, forget the white woman. All right, forget the Mexican woman. All right, forget the black woman. I want this Middle Eastern ass. I want this Asian ass. I want this Indian ass. That happens about 75 to 80% of the time if you go to a nightclub on a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday. If you work at the LAX airport, if a black man sees an Indian woman or a Middle Eastern woman, he gonna try to spit some game. That's when you see a brother like that be trying to speak 2 languages, 3, 4, 5 languages. That's when he tries to talk super proper and intelligent. That's when you see him dress different. And then he tries to separate himself from the guys in the hood so he can step to her and show her he ain't like the rest of the guys in the hood. Now, they might call you a sellout for doing that. They might say, oh man, he done sold out. He chose an Indian woman or a Middle Eastern woman over a black woman. And you'll get a lot of hell, you'll get a lot of hate. You'll have people trying to send you death threats. I'm gonna blow up your house. I'm gonna blow up your car. I'm gonna go on Facebook and tell her that you got 2 kids, 3 kids. You know, the type of shit that they will do if you do that. And then they will try to fight the Middle Eastern woman or the Indian woman because she's a competitive threat. Now, most Middle Eastern women, most Indian women try to go after white men first, and if the white man's not available, then they go after the black man. If the black man is physically, sexually attractive, then they'll go after him. Now, just so you know, if you do take her out to lunch and dinner, sometimes you might meet daddy face to face. And daddy's gonna ask a lot of questions. So don't be complaining because, oh, Alex said all you gotta do is get your Mac on. No. Daddy's gonna ask you, do you have a job? Do you have a house? Do you have a car? So just because I said it don't mean you can just slag off and be careless. You still gotta have a car, still gotta have a house or an apartment, and you still gotta have a job. You still have to demonstrate masculine frame. You still have to be masculine. You got to display masculine energy. You still have to have goals. You still have to be motivated. You have to have a sense of purpose. You got to have ambition. You got to have these things. So she can have a reason to tell daddy, I found the right man. Because if daddy says that's not the right man, you're going to get rejected a total of 5 to 10 times. I'm just trying to explain to you because I don't want y'all to get happy and excited in the video and then y'all turn around and go, oh, Alex didn't tell me all of this in the video, so I'm telling it to you now. You can't be taking her to no McDonald's, no Burger King, no Taco Bell in the hood, because she'll get into a lot of fights with black women and Mexican women because they have a jealous rage. They'll be like, that bitch stole my man. That's why I made the video called There's No Girl Code. When it comes to the nightclubs, the Middle Eastern women and the Indian women get the most looks and the most attention. That's why a lot of times there be fights in the nightclub. That's why they have to have extra security because of that. So I'm trying to explain to you that when they say they don't, they actually do. It happened to me 3 times. And these are women that have money, okay? These are women that don't need you to take them out to lunch and dinner and pay for lunch and dinner. They will pay for your lunch and your dinner if you're physically, sexually attractive. Your car broke down, they will pay to get your car fixed. But you still have to have a job. You have to have a house and apartment. You still gotta talk proper. So I'm trying to explain to you, these are women that have money, okay? These types of women, because they come from that country, they can buy at McDonald's, okay? They can buy the McDonald's. They can buy the Taco Bell. They can buy them 2 or 3 malls. They have that type of money. They want a gas station, they could buy a gas. They could buy 5 gas stations. So they have money. It's you gotta have principles. You gotta have some values. You gotta have some goals. You gotta have some ambition. It ain't just sex all the time. It's you gotta show them that you're a man. They gotta see you perform an action. They gotta see you do action. They don't see you produce, then you're gonna get rejected and it's gonna be bye-bye, see you later. And they're gonna replace you with another man. So don't be thinking just because I said that you can get what you want, that is that easy. They gonna have some expectations, and they are gonna challenge you on those expectations at some point. In the beginning, she's gonna hold back to see if you're gonna do your job as a man. And when she sees you fail too many times, then you're gonna get rejected. So I'm trying to tell you the good, and then I'm trying to tell you the challenges to it. Now, if you do what you're supposed to do, you ain't gotta worry about that. Because some guys see the name and the title of the video, they get happy, they get excited, and then they forget that you're supposed to demonstrate your masculine frame. Tomorrow's video, I'm gonna talk about Australian women having sex with black men. Those are videos that I've done on my old original channels. I'm gonna bring some of them back to see if you guys like the videos or if you hate the videos. This is just one of the videos. Till next time, peace.